Cage Fury Fighting Championships 103. It is the Horseshoe Tunica Hotel and Casino here in Tunica, Mississippi. We are on the banks of the mighty Mississippi. We've got a fantastic lineup of prelims, and of course, we'll be on UFC Fight Pass at 9 p.m. Eastern, so make sure you're signed in, ready to rock over there, all set for our main card. But for now, let's get the action going here in the prelims. We kick off our night in the Next Gen division with a heavyweight clash between Illinois' Calvin Watkins and Memphis' own Petera Wilson. Got monitor problems, CM Punk. They don't know the type of struggles that we deal with here behind the scenes.
This is what happens when you skip a show, John Morgan. It's good to have you back, but now you're cursed. You're cursed.
I'm glad to be back. It was fun listening to you and Chase Hooper do the dang thing last time, but I am happy to be back here for CFFC 103. And the man you see there, they call him Chunky Butt, CM Punk.
All right.
Chunky Butt.
All right, I'm not going to call him that. But okay.
Calvin Watkins comes to us with a perfect record of 1-0 early in his amateur career. Made his amateur debut in July. Picked up a second-round win via triangle choke out on the Illinois regional scene. His brother was actually set to fight later this evening, but that fight unfortunately got scrapped. But Calvin Watkins is in here making his CFFC Next Gen debut. Let's see what Chunky Butt brings to the cage tonight. The beautiful stage setup we got here tonight. Horseshoe Tunica Hotel and Casino.
I almost called the Tunica Fire Department a moment ago, but
it's just so lifelike. It's so
jokes
real.
on me. It's just some hot graphics.
Loving it. This is Petera Wilson making his way to the cage now. Very slowly, steadily, and confidently with a 4-1 record early in his amateur career. 25 years old, fighting in the CFFC cage for the very first time. Lost his amateur debut by decision, but now is riding a 4-fight winning streak. You'll see here in Mississippi, the amateur game looks a lot like the professional game.
I was going to ask.
Yeah, there's no shin guards, there's none of that. They just get in there and let them fight. The only real difference, no elbows. So obviously the amateur ranks don't want to see guys getting sliced up and cut up. They got to head to work the next day. So no elbows is the only limitation, really, that you'll see in the difference between the amateur and the professional game.
Petera Wilson sporting that pretty awesome Black Panther tattoo around his collarbone.
Fantastic look there. Again, 4-1, so experienced already at just 25 years old. Looking confident as he makes his way.
I mean, for a heavyweight, I would love to know what he weighs right now, because this looks like a guy who could possibly be a mean 205er in the future.
Yeah, right? Kind of has that frame. Let's take a look at the tail of the tape for our opening fight this evening. Again, 3-minute rounds. You see that impressive record for Petera Wilson at 25. Calvin Watkins just 22. And you mentioned the weight there, 223 pounds for Petera, so light heavyweight may be in his future. Let's get the official introductions underway. It is Jason Lederfine.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following bout is scheduled for 3-minute rounds in the CFFC Next Gen Heavyweight Division and is brought to you by Cloud9, Smoke and Vape Shop. Introducing first, out of the blue corner, he wears the red trunks with white trim. At 5 feet 10 inches tall, he weighed in at 262 pounds. A record, 1 win, no losses. Representing G2 and fighting out of Harvey, Illinois, Calvin Watkins. And across the cage, his adversary. Fighting out of the red corner, he wears the black trunks with gray trim. At 6 feet 2 inches tall, he weighed in at 223.7 pounds. A record, 4 wins and 1 loss. Representing Law School MMA and fighting out of Memphis, Tennessee, Petera Wilson. When the bell rings, the referee in charge of the action, the third man in the cage, Mike Kane.
All right, we get ready to start things here in the heavyweight division. 3-minute rounds for the amateurs. We've got 3 of those on the prelims before we head over to the professional ranks. Right way, Petera Wilson, the longer, taller fighter, using that jab, just missing that big left hand as well.
It's going to be interesting to see what Chunky Butt's strategy is going to be here. He's obviously fighting somebody who's taller and longer. And if this thing does go the distance, you got to believe that Wilson can, he's got a gas tank too.
Yeah, no question about it. You can see it seems to be well put together there. You see Calvin Watkinson, I think exactly what your strategy would want to be, right? Close the distance, get inside. Although, as he falls to his back there, Petera Wilson on top, looking for the arm right away.
It's a beautiful attempt at a throw by Watkins. It actually kind of surprised me, but Petera winds up on top.
Oh, nice left hand there as they move back to the feet. Petera Wilson kind of gathers himself and resets that uppercut. He's been firing that repeatedly. Looking to find a home for that. Oh, the kick as well.
That high kick found its mark.
We're going to lock our hands here.
Once again, Watkins trying to clinch here, trying to slow things down, takes a knee inside.
I don't know if Calvin Watkins saying that it was a low knee, but it looked like it was pretty good to me. It looked like it just hurt a lot. Hey, there's another one, and he immediately grabs his midsection.
Petera Wilson dealing well here. I think Watkins doing the right thing by trying to move inside against a taller opponent, but Wilson dealing with it very well right now.
Yeah, he's just opened up for those knees. Calvin's extending a little bit too much.
See Petera underhook on that left side, trying to turn the positioning, get himself off the fence. Now let's go with that.
Good head position by Calvin Watkins, though. I always like to see that. Lost it right there.
Doing the right thing here. A little more than a minute remains here in the opening round of our first fight at CFFC 103. Again, UFC Fight Pass at 9 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you're all logged in and signed up over there because we've got a great main card for you. Right now, the heavyweight's doing work here, and it's Watkins getting the fight to the ground, a place that he might have some more success if he can hold it here.
Yeah, he stayed on that takedown, and he finally got it. Petera Wilson already building back up, trying to get to his feet. You see Calvin there, not letting him do that.
Smart work there, trying to peel him off. He's under the legs there. Petera obviously very calm there as he's looking to his corner for instructions, seated against the fence. But this is a more advantageous position for Calvin Watkins.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, look, Petera Wilson started this round off great. Scoring shots, trying to stay long, just trying to stay away from Watkins. Wound up mounting Calvin Watkins for a heartbeat. But this round, fight had just got stolen by old Chunky Butt.
Final seconds ticking off the clock here in round number one. I mean, you don't get a chance to say Chunky Butt very often, so I think you just use it as much as you can. You got to work it in there.
I'm going for.
So listen, Poag, you're right. I mean, that's an interesting one, right? Because Petera, he looked fantastic on the feet early, but didn't do a ton of damage. I mean, he landed a couple of big shots, and then you had Watkins spend a lot of time in top position at the end.
Yeah. So if you're Petera Wilson's corner, we'll take a look at exactly what he needs to be being told right here. But this was a really good throw attempt by Calvin Watkins. Unfortunately, he doesn't score it, fortunately for Wilson. Here's a couple of good knees. Man, I already forgot about these. This is a pretty even round. But the reason why I'm giving the round to Calvin Watkins was he eventually does score a takedown. One more time here, looking at these knees. Right here is where Watkins finally got it to the ground. And he did a good job of controlling Wilson there for the rest of the round.
All right, we get ready for round number two. Punk, you're right. You know, Petera Wilson clearly is going to want to try to keep range. And you can see Calvin Watkins walking forward, closing the distance. Smart work from him right away. Throws the big overhand right. Again, we'll remind you, Calvin Watkins' debut victory came via triangle choke. Oh, takes a big kick to the body there, though. So he's got some grappling chops if he can get it to the floor.
Well, I like what he's doing now, too. He's using the wrestler's favorite weapon, which is a Hughes overhand right, and Wilson really has to respect it because he doesn't want to get taken down. So you fake the shot and you throw that big haymaker over the top.
He drops that left hand. Every time you move, he drops his hands, stop that shot.
Petera used the jab there a little bit. They got a warning on making sure he wasn't putting the fingers forward with the hand. Oh, nice jab there.
More of that, right? I'm Wilson's corner, I'm telling him more of that and go to the body.
Absolutely. And they are. They're saying every time, throw that jab and go to the body.
Nice.
Great work there. Wilson listening to his corner. Big kick to the body as well. Got to be careful with that. You don't want to let Watkins grab a hold of that leg.
Nice right hand. The stance obviously lends to going to the body being a big weapon for Petera Wilson.
Petera, you can see an incredible athlete. Played college football at the University of Tulsa. You can see the athleticism in there. It's really just a question of executing correctly against an opponent that's doing to look to do exactly that. That's looking to come inside and clinch. Oh, high kick over the top. Did he hurt him there?
That for sure hurt him. You see old Junkie Butt covering up now, throws a desperation shot.
Great work there on the high kick. Now the fight is on the ground. You see Wilson trying to take the back here.
Yes.
Stepping over with the hook.
Heavyweight jiu-jitsu. Let's go.
Both hooks in right now. You hear the corner saying flatten him out. Watkins doing his best to cover up, not take any damage. Now he's flat. Big problems here for Calvin Watkins. Junkie Butt's got to move.
I might have my headset over to Petera Wilson's corner here. He's literally right next to me, and he's watching his fighter right here run away with this second round.
Trying to get the squeeze there, but look at Watkins able to fend off the choke, trying to turn inside. Can't quite do it. Petera Wilson able to kind of reestablish that back position.
He's got him out now.
Arm bar there if he wants to take it. He lands a couple of hammer fists instead. Switches it back.
He's high again. He's high again.
This is just a fun second round. Two heavyweights. You got to say, Calvin Watkins looked like, prior to getting this to the mat, looked like he was fading a little bit on the feet. And now he's in a world of trouble.
Final seconds here, ticking off the clock here in round number 2. Give Calvin Watkins credit. He was rocked by that high kick, got himself in some bad positions on the floor. Could have easily given up, but battled his way to the very end of round number 2, and he would get a chance to see round number 3.
Let's go. Hey, what do you want to see? What do you want to see?
So Petera Wilson, barely even breathing heavy. Bit of an accident off to the side over here. Action outside of the cage as we take a look at the action that was in it.
Yeah, let's take a look at that big body kick to start off the round. Very smart action right there. And that jab
correctly against the opponent.
He's going to be there all day for Wilson. And then he switches things up
with the back here,
which is what kind of got this fight to the ground. Calvin on the bottom. Petera Wilson trying to finish this thing. Got both hooks. He loses position momentarily right here, but he's trying to finish this fight. You see right here, he lets go of that hook for some reason, loses position, then spends the rest of the second round controlling Petera Wilson.
The last style bender over on our YouTube chat has Wilson up 2 rounds to none. First round maybe a little bit of a debate that you could have there, but Petera Wilson, when he's executing, certainly looks good. You got to think he's just going to want to make sure to stick that jab and keep Watkins at the end of it.
Oh, there was a little Matador Bull action right there.
Oh, the big kick to the body and then the quick jab behind it as well.
Yeah, Calvin Watkins obviously looking like he's a little bit tired. Hands down.
Yeah, that's dangerous. You want to be careful with that. We saw that high kick flash out last time. Understandable, right? Calvin Watkins found himself in some trouble, but continued to battle through it. Found himself in round number 3, and yeah, complaint of an eye poke there, and yeah, referee sees it. We take a little break.
Yeah, Calvin Watkins just trying to march forward to initiate a clinch, it looks like. Which I'd imagine was probably his game plan to begin with. But when you're fatigued in there, that's a lot of the times it's all you want to do. You can at least grab a hold of your opponent. You're not getting punched in the face, most of the time at least.
Doctor comes in to take a look here. I think everything should be fine. We'll take a look at that replay there. Maybe the pinky went in there? Is it breaking across there?
I don't know. Let's talk about how this doctor's dressed. Untucked shirt, unbuttoned sleeves.
It's a good look.
Is he a doctor of? Not a doctor of style, I'll tell you that much. He's not slick.
Wow, nobody's safe when CM Punk is in the building. Pipe bombs going everywhere.
But look at this. Right now, Petera Wilson not safe. Calvin Watkins manages to bring him back to the mat. That fence is his friend right now.
I mean, this is what you got to do if you're Watkins, right? Just go for broke. You got it to this position quickly on the restart.
Yep. And right now, if you're Wilson, what you got to do is shoot for that underhook on that. His left. You got to shoot his left arm. There, he's got it now. He's got to go for broke and stand up.
Oh, did he give up the neck in the process?
Just stand up, Derek Lewis. Just stand up.
Just stand up. Oh, he's trying for the guillotine.
He's got this.
Squeeze.
This is tight.
Petera Wilson needs to battle those hands.
This is interesting.
Wow. Tough moments there for Petera Wilson. He's back to the feet, but Calvin Watkins drives him down again to a knee.
Crowd kind of came alive with that action right there, too.
Chunky Butt looking for the come from behind victory here in round number 3. Clearly exhausted, but on top right now, delivering punches, trying to get to the back. Wilson doing a good job of using that fence to kind of peel him away, prevent the full back take.
Wow, Watkins now separating his opponent in the cage with himself. Very smart. Got about a minute and change left to go, and you know, I gotta say, not a judge officially. I think Calvin Watkins is going to run away with this one if he keeps this position for the rest of this fight.
I would agree. 1 minute left here. It has been all Calvin Watkins. We had that eye poke, and then on the restart, the immediate takedown, it's been all Calvin Watkins up to this point.
It's a tough position to finish a man with a Kimura right here. You're in half guard.
He's
Use it for a sweep. He's using it for a sweep. Now he can possibly have the leverage here to finish this. He's got to get that wrist closer to the back of Calvin Watkins.
Oh, Watkins pulls it free after a couple tense moments there. Petera Wilson was threatening. 25 seconds left in round number 3. As you said, it's been all Watkins up to this point. Round 1 was an interesting round, so I think if you're Wilson, you got to finish strong here in round number 3.
Yeah, you absolutely got to. You got to posture up. You got to rein some ground and pound. The only thing he can't do is elbows. But heavyweights go the distance. That'll make anybody tired.
No question about it. A lot of heart shown there by Calvin Watkins. Petera Wilson, clearly a fantastic athlete as well. Ended the fight on top. Nearly got that submission as well. I mean, listen, I think round number 2 clear Petera Wilson. Round number 1, I went Petera Wilson. The last style vendor over here in the YouTube chat went that way as well.
Well, the judges are going to earn their money tonight on this first fight alone. Here's an eye poke. An eye graze, maybe, but either way, something that's not supposed to be in the eye. But a great takedown here by Calvin Chunky Butt Watkins. And I thought this was the end. I thought this was curtains for Wilson. But Wilson manages to elude getting submitted right here. And look, you can see him grimacing. See how tight that is? But he's hand fighting. That angle shows you that it wasn't in. And then the Kimura gets used to sweep, but right here he's trying to finish it, and all he's got to do is bring that wrist closer to the body, but Calvin Watkins manages to evade being submitted. Now we're going to a decision. This is going to be a very interesting one. Place your bets.
EJ over here in the YouTube chat saying he's shouting out a split decision. He feels a split coming. I will say it does seem like there's a lot of activity over there at the scoring table. A lot of people looking over shoulders and checking math. So perhaps it is.
Somebody might have been napping. It's early. Somebody might have been late. I don't know.
You see a lot of discussion going on. We still don't have our decision just yet. We're waiting on it.
Oh, maybe it's a draw.
Oh man, hate to see that. But great effort from both athletes, and it feels like, okay, now Jason Lederfine is making his way into the cage, so I believe the official decision is ready. Let's take it up to our man Jason Lederfine and see who's getting their hand raised tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. Judge 1 scores at 29-28, Watkins. Judge 2 scores at 29-27, Wilson. And Judge 3 scores it 29-28 for your winner by split decision, Petera Wilson.
Wow, so it did end up being a split decision. You said that first round, man, you just can't bank on anything. You got to push to the very end. Wilson did that, and he walks away with a split decision. The right winner, Punk?
Yeah, I'm not mad about it. He didn't even look surprised. It looked like he knew, and I like that. I like confidence in a fighter. His corner's definitely happy.
No question.
Great showing. I want to see this guy back. I want to see him, make waves. I want to see him cut weight in 205.
Absolutely. You said it coming in. I think he'd be a fantastic light heavyweight prospect, so we'll see if that's in the future. I'm sure we'll see him back here in the CFFC cage. Careful, that equipment's expensive, Petera.
He heard me say cut weight. He punched the camera. All right, I don't want to see you at 205.
I'll tell you what I think about that, CM Punk.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to keep the action going here on our prelim CFFC 103. Remember, main card, 9 p.m. Eastern, UFC Fight Pass. We'll keep things going here at the Horseshoe Tunica Hotel and Casino. It is our second fight of the night, and it features a pair of fighters hailing from Arkansas. It's Chase Mann and Andrew Horowitz look to deliver a clash worthy of the natural state. Andrew Horowitz apparently has a cheering section. I like it. Crowd coming alive as he makes his way in here. Made his amateur debut back in November of 2019, is now making his CFFC next-gen debut is Andrew Horowitz. He's currently mired in a 3-fight losing streak, so he's looking to snap that tonight. This is somebody that debuted just with 7 months of training. I mean, started training just as a way to kind of get in shape and decided, man, I love this stuff so much. I'm going to go ahead and just jump in there and take a fight. That's what the amateur ranks are about, right? I mean,
100%.
Record doesn't look fantastic on paper, but it doesn't matter. You're getting that experience. You're learning in live action. And if you do transition to the professional ranks, you wipe those away, you're 0-0.
Yeah, and I like that. 7 months of training, get in there. If this is something you want to do, that's what you already said it. That's exactly what the amateur ranks are for. And this just looks like a dude who, Arkansas, right? Like, this guy just wants to fight, and it's smart to not fight in the streets. It's smart to fight in a gym or in a cage. Let's go.
I love it. Andrew Horowitz brought some fans here tonight to the Horseshoe Tunica Hotel and Casino. We'll see what he can do here tonight in his CFFC next-gen debut. But let's meet his opponent. Okay, when I said Andrew Horowitz brought some fans, Chase Mann brought even more. He's got a vocal cheering section. This is Chase Mann. He's been training a little over 2 years in mixed martial arts. A former power lifter. Actually had like some state records, some national records. This is somebody you would expect to bring some strength into the cage with him. He made his amateur debut back in September. He picked up a 90-second victory via rear naked choke. So he's got some grappling skills early. And now making his CFFC next-gen debut.
I like the powerlifting records. It tells me that this is he's going to be an explosive athlete. And look at him. Guy looks like an 85er. He's jacked.
No question about it. See the work that's been put in there. Let's see what he can do here in the CFFC cage. We continue with our prelims here. The Horseshoe Tunica Hotel and Casino, Tunica, Mississippi. Okay, got some confusion over which way to go. And now Chase Mann is in the cage.
He's praying to Jesus.
Early in his career. Let's take a look at the tail of the tape for this welterweight contest. Again, it's going to be 3 3-minute rounds here. You see Mann, 24 years old, a little bit taller, has that nice record as well. Andrew Horowitz, the more experienced fighter. Let's take it up for our official introductions. This is Chase Mann.
The following bout is scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds in the CFFC Next Gen Welterweight Division and is brought to you by Midtown Auto Works. Introducing first out of the blue corner, he wears the blue trunks with black trim. At 5 feet 7 inches tall, he weighed in at 169.5 pounds. A record of 1 win and 4 losses. Representing Off the Chain MMA and fighting out of Hot Springs, Arkansas, Andrew Horowitz. And across the cage, his adversary. Fighting out of the red corner, he wears the American flag trunks. At 5 feet 9 inches tall, he weighed in at 169.6 pounds. A record, 1 win and no losses. Representing the LC and fighting out of Paragould, Arkansas, Chase the Manimal Mann. When the bell rings, the referee in charge of the action, the third man in the cage, Eric McMahon.
All right, Andrew Horowitz in the blue trunks. Chase Mann sporting the American flag. Welterweight action here. 3 minutes on the clock.
Are you ready?
Man, looks like he wants to get into it.
Talked about those weightlifting records. This guy's got a 450-pound bench, a 710-pound squat, 670-pound deadlift.
Unbelievable. Now he's in the clinch early, looking to use that power early, trying to get the takedown here, and just kind of muscles his way through it there. Looking for that choke immediately. That right arm is around the neck. Horowitz does a good job of addressing it, peeling the way.
Yeah, he's got one hook in, but he can't get his left hook in because of the cage. Decides to punch the man in the face. I like it.
Right hand landed big there. Horowitz turns in and faces, slam down to the ground.
You know, I gotta say, just the first 30 seconds I've watched of this guy, he reminds me a lot of Sean Brady, doesn't he?
See, stepped over the mount there, back is exposed as well. Horowitz is trying to power his way out of it. And you said it, you're expecting an explosive athlete, and that's what we've seen so far.
He's going for a 5-finger guillotine, looks like right here.
Oh,
There's
he
a
got the
tap.
tap!
Wow!
Excellent work! Little blood streaming down the nose, and the manimal is all about it.
He don't get paid by the hour. Well, he don't get paid at all. He's an amateur.
Sponsorships, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Very impressive. Impressive.
Yeah, you said it, expect an explosive athlete, man. He came out, he was aggressive, he was powerful, he showed submission skills as well. 2-0 now is Chase Mann in the course of just a couple of months. Great start here to his amateur career.
How long was that? His first victory was 90 seconds.
That had to be in the same ballpark,
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
2 first-round victories to get things started. Take a look at some of that action.
Well, here it is right here. It's not the prettiest takedown, but a takedown's a takedown, and he immediately is trying to choke the man unconscious. Chase Mann right here now looking, got side control, and then he just immediately decides, well, if you're going to try to stand up or turtle up, I'm going to go ahead and try to guillotine you. And he gets the tap pretty immediately.
Great work there. Rotorman Dan in the chat says he is freaking strong. I think that's about the way to put it right there.
Yeah.
Excellent work there. Let's take it up to our man Jason Lederfine to get the official time of the stoppage.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Eric McMahon has called a halt to the bout at 1 minute, 1 second in the very first round, due to 10-finger guillotine. Declaring your winner by submission, Chase the Manimal Mann.
Answers your question there, CM Punk. You got it done even faster this time around.
All right. It's a hell of a start to a next-gen career. I bet you if you asked him, he'd want to fight, like, you know, well, I don't know, maybe tomorrow, next week.
I can imagine. He looks like that kind of guy, doesn't he?
Yeah, he absolutely does. There's your winner, Andrew Horowitz.
Chase Mann.
Oh,
It's easier.
I was just reading off the monitor.
I blame the graphics guy. Just saying. I'll buy you a beer afterwards, graphics guy. All right, let's keep the action going here in round number 3. Wait, we're not going to keep the action going. We got to wait a second here.
Just talk slower.
Okay.
We're going.
CFFC 103. Main card is on UFC Fight Pass at 9 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you sign up for that. But first, how about we give you a little teaser of what's to come in December, because I'm telling you, as excited I am about this fight, I'm excited about December as well. Let's take a look at that.
On Friday, December 17th, Championship Professional Mixed Martial Arts is back. For the first time in 2 years at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, Atlantic City. With 2 championship titles on the line. CFFC 104, Friday, December 17th. Tickets on sale now. Order at cffc.tv.
Punk, we're going to be back in Atlantic City. Man, it's been so long since we've been able to do an event there. Obviously, we've had the small thing, COVID-19, that's kind of changed everything.
Just a small thing.
And we're back in Atlantic City, and I mean, it's going to be our final card of the year, and it's absolutely stacked. The talent top to bottom. I don't know how much we can talk about yet, but I've seen it. I'm telling you, This thing is going to be loaded. I cannot wait for that card.
Well, let's talk about it. Give me some spoilers. What do you got? What do you know?
The boss isn't even here, and I'm going to
Exactly.
get fired. I'm going to
He's
get
not
fired
here.
when the
We
boss
can't get caught. Come on.
here.
He's not watching.
I'm on thin ice already. They already booted me out last time, so Chase Hooper can work. I'm not going against the grain. All right. I'm saving the spoilers. That's going to be. I'm telling you, it's a loaded lineup. 2 title fights at the top of it. Even the prelims are going to be some very, very familiar name. It's going to be exciting. So listen, great start to the night here at CFFC 103. Again, the Horseshoe Tunica Hotel and Casino playing host to us. I missed the last time you guys were here. I was making my way over to Fight Island. Mr. Eric Anders filled in that night. A fantastic place. This is the first time I've been in this venue, man. This is a beautiful venue. Really is.
It's a great venue. It's a great property. There's a Starbucks in the lobby, and that's where you can find me.
If you can find a coffee shop when CM Punk is in town, you'll probably run into him there. So if you're ever in Tunica, Mississippi, head on over to the Starbucks and you'll run into your man, CM Punk. CFFC 103, main card at 9 p.m. Eastern. We've got the vacant bantamweight title on the line. DeAndre Anderson, the man of the 11-second knockout of the viral photo with CM Punk as well, but he's taking on Damon Blackshear, a veteran there. That's going to be an absolutely fantastic main event tonight. And we'll do that over at UFC FIGHT PASS 9 p.m. Eastern. In the meantime, let's keep things going here at CFFC 103. It's a pair of unbeaten featherweights hailing from Arkansas. They clash next with the 17-year-old Ethan Burmingham taking on Josh Willard. Big featherweight matchup here from an absolute young stud prospect and somebody that was willing to step up and fight him.
Somebody's O must go.
Somebody's O must go. Solid walk-in music right there. Josh Willard, 2-0. Listen, talking to the matchmakers behind the scene as far as this fight goes, Ethan Burmingham, who we're going to meet in a second, has developed a little bit of a reputation in the area. And it sounds like it's getting tougher and tougher to match him up, right? People just don't want to fight the young stud. They understand it's difficult. Josh Willard not only was the one that said, I'll take it, he was like, please give me that fight. I want this guy. He said, I know that nobody else will take this fight. I will. Give it to me. Josh Willard wants to come in and be the one to steal a little bit of that shine.
Well, that's how you get noticed, right? There's somebody else that has a little bit more shine than you. You got to steal it. Say, hey, no, I'm the man.
Want to pay the cost to be the boss. Josh Willard. He's a bad man, Jam. Josh Willard, we'll see if he can come in and play spoiler to this man. Ethan Burmingham. A lot of people say he's going to be the next phenom to come out of Arkansas. The natural comparisons to Bryce Mitchell, Thug Nasty, who we actually spent some time training with. 5-0 in his amateur career, 3 knockouts, 1 submission. He is fighting in the CFFC Next Gen cage for the first time. Fought most recently in July. Picked up a knockout on the Mississippi regional scene. And again, a lot of people saying this is the next guy coming out of this region. So we'll see if he can make a statement here in his CFFC debut.
Gets all the comparisons to training partner Bryce Mitchell. I mean, man, they both started fighting when they were 16 years old. That's wild to me. It's so wild to me.
I mean, like literally we have to take him in and out via the back door. Like the man can't walk through the casino floor to get to the venue. You know what I mean? That's
well, and if you think about it too in these terms, like a specialized sport, like when you're a kid, you start playing baseball or football or basketball when you're, 5, 6. A lot of wrestling kids start at 5. These kids starting at like 16 and stuff like that. It still sounds late, but it's super
incredible.
Super early.
Love to see who can make the tape. Let's take a look at the tail of the tape for this heavily anticipated featherweight matchup. There he is, 17 years. I mean, Willard's a baby at 20 years old, but Birmingham's
an old veteran, 20 years old.
Isn't that crazy? 6 feet tall for both of them. That's some excellent height for featherweights. Both of them undefeated. People around these parts have been looking forward to this one. Let's take it over to Jason Lederfine and get the official introductions.
The following bout is scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds in the CFFC Next Gen Featherweight Division and is brought to you by Smith's Plumbing Services. Introducing first out of the blue corner, he wears the black trunks with red trim. At 6 feet even, he weighed in at 144.2 pounds. A perfect record. 2 wins and no losses. Representing Warrior Gin and fighting out of Bono, Arkansas, Josh Willard. And across the cage, his adversary. Fighting out of the red corner. He wears the gray trunks with red and blue trim. At 6 feet even, he weighed in at 145.6 pounds. His record, also perfect. 5 wins and no losses. Representing the house MMA and fighting out of Wynne, Arkansas, Ethan, the Arm Assassin, Birmingham. When the bell rings, the referee in charge of the action, the third man in the cage, Eric McMahon.
Well, you hear the fan support for Birmingham there. He's in the gray trunks. Josh Willard unfazed in the black. See if he can make the statement tonight. As you said, Punk, steal the shine.
Respect for Josh Willard, though. You know, Arkansas boy, everyone's not going to boo him just because they're obviously firmly in the corner of Ethan Birmingham.
Oh, Birmingham just short on a high kick there. Hit the gloves. Low kick scores. Excellent work there. Oh, look for the takedown. Was able to get it. Willard settles onto his back, though. Willard does have full guard there. Is clamped down on that right arm for the time being.
Full guard, something I don't think he's really going to want here as he's pressed up against the cage.
Step over if he goes for that. Step over.
He's turning off the cage now, so at least it's better. He's using a very basic sweep that Birmingham scouted and shut it down in a hurry.
Nice work for Birmingham there. He tried to slip past the left leg, but Willard able to regain guard once again.
Oh, look at this.
Setting up the arm triangle choke perhaps, lets it go. And looking for options in the top position. Willard trying to keep things tied up and look for a way out of here.
I appreciate a lot of the fighters so far this night, just bringing the action right to us, right in front of us.
That's it easy. Birmingham posting up a little bit, big right hand there. Only thing that's not available to him here is elbows, so he can't throw elbows here.
Like Josh Willard on the bottom was trying to use a leg to either attack or maybe sweep just to get out of harm's way.
Yeah, see Willard leaning over to his left right now, locking down on that right wrist, but can't hold it. Back to full guard here. Birmingham framing down there. You can press the forearm into the neck. You just can't throw any elbows from that position, so you got to be careful you're not throwing strikes there, but you can certainly frame down and throw a big right hand like that.
Lost a mouthpiece there.
Good punches being thrown there. Now he's going to try to attack the neck. As you said, the mouthpiece is out. Turning to leg. You do have twisting leg locks here in Mississippi, so there's no limitations there, but kicks it up for the triangle. Look at that. How fast was that transition?
It was very fast.
Trying to get the squeeze here. Punching away there. Reaching up and adjusting again. 40 seconds left here in round number 1, continuing to get that squeeze.
I don't think Willard's in danger of being choked here, but he's got to watch out for that arm bar.
Yeah,
there's still a lot of space there in between his shoulder.
Oh, sits and takes it to the top. That left leg trapped in there as well in a very awkward position. Striking away. He's going to try to pop that head out. He just pull it free. But Birmingham is on top here in the final 10 seconds of the opening round.
Breathe, Ethan, breathe now.
Big punch there at the end there. You can see the redness on the face of Josh Willard. Listen, Josh Willard, gritty, man. He found himself in a lot of trouble.
Yep.
A lot of people might have panicked and made a mistake there, just tapped out. He didn't. He fought through it. So we said he had a lot of courage coming in. He showed a lot of courage in the wear. But that was a great round for Birmingham.
Yeah, it was a very great round for Birmingham. Take a look and show you exactly why. Like, he started off on his feet looking pretty crispy. He hit a nice 1-2 and immediately grabbed a body lock. I'll try to show you exactly what I'm talking about here. Right here, nice 1-2. Goes for it again, but ducks under, gets that body lock. Takes Josh Willard right down to the ground. And a lot of this was Ethan Birmingham from the top, just raining punches, but Josh Willard impressive on the bottom, trying to attack, stand up, sweep, move. Lost a little bit of a mouthpiece right there, but the fight must go
Leg lock
on.
here in Mississippi,
And right here, look at this triangle. Oh, I didn't realize his leg was trapped in there too.
Crazy.
Wow.
Round number 2.
Wait a second.
Did he low kick on the glove touch there?
He did.
All right.
He did, and I could tell Ethan Birmingham
Didn't like that.
He didn't enjoy that, no.
Calm down a little bit, ducks in on the single, does have the neck wrapped up with a big slam. Moves out the side control to alleviate that pressure. Willard's still holding on to it.
Like Birmingham's gonna make him pay for that. That may be borderline unsportsmanlike conduct, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, it's a cage fight.
What does Jillian DeCourcy think of it on Twitter, I wonder?
See Birmingham stepping over here, trying to set up that arm triangle. He's already in the mount position, man. Birmingham just works to advantageous positions so quickly. See, Willard tried to scrap to start with, but now he finds himself in a bad spot, mounted.
Yeah, and you see what Willard's doing right here is he's trying to give himself a breather. All he's doing is holding Birmingham down on top of him. You know, Birmingham right here can kind of pick his poison. You see him almost trying to grab that left wrist of Willard, push it to the canvas, maybe go for an Americana. He's in a very advantageous spot. Like, obviously, if you're a fighter, this is where you want to be. And he's almost just waiting for Willard to move, make a mistake, see what he can give up.
Landed a big right hand there, you're right. Saw the opening and just absolutely delivered that shot.
Interesting way to pull him to the far side and get his hooks in. And now he's got this choke in.
Left arm is under the neck, but Willard just won't go away. Battles the hands. Birmingham in control, though, on the back once again. Corner asking him to flatten him out. He's got the figure 4 around the body right now, so he's in complete control of that. He's going to flip him over here. Excellent work there. Willard is tough as they come, though.
It's pretty great awareness from somebody who's just 17 years old. Birmingham. Right now, he's trying to set up a head and arm choke from the bottom.
Can he get it from the bottom? He wants to squeeze there.
The last guy I saw do this, I think, was Aljamain Sterling in the UFC.
He's trying for it. You can see Willard trying to answer.
There's the tap. Wow.
The arm triangle from the bottom, and listen, I'm just gonna say, I'll say it. Now, to me, the hype is real, man. This kid looks like the real deal. At 17 years old, they were telling us all week this kid is the next phenom out of this area. He convinced me. This guy's got real talent.
You know what convinced me is the way he was striking, the way he started off on his feet. Like I mean, obviously fresh-faced, baby-faced 17-year-old kid, and then it just seems like there's a switch that gets thrown, right? Maybe it's when that door locks, maybe it's when this fight starts, the referee tells him he's ready. Just the way he engages and the way he fights. Very impressive. And for 17 years old, you know, sky's the limit for this kid. And you see right here, there's a touch and an immediate leg kick.
You know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that one. But then, you know, he pays for it a little bit here. Ethan Birmingham takes him on a ride. Huge slam from the mount position, just raining some pretty nasty ground and pound. And right here, Josh Willard, he thinks he's getting out of trouble, and he winds up turning right into a choke from underneath. A beautiful, fully wrapped, full rear naked kind of grip on this side choke.
That's
then
beautiful.
He gets the tap. Yeah.
I love the fact that he looked like he knew it was there, and it took a little time to get there, but he stayed with it.
Great technique.
Great finish, man. Let's take it up to our man Jason Lydell to get the official time of the stoppage.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Eric McMahon has called a halt to the bout at 2 minutes, 23 seconds in round number 2 due to arm triangle, declaring your winner by submission victory, remaining undefeated, Ethan, the Arm Assassin, Birmingham.
Great work there from Ethan Birmingham. Man, how fantastic did he look? 17 years old, now 6-0 in his amateur career. You gotta think the professional ranks are coming, but no rush, right? At 17 years old.
I mean, can he fight professionally if he's 17 years old?
That's a good question.
He can't vote.
Can't vote.
Can't legally drink.
He's got to leave out the back door here, the venue, because he can't walk to the damn casino.
Can you get a hunting license if you're 17? I don't even know.
I mean, look, we're here in Mississippi. I bet you can get a hunting license. Josh Willard deserves some credit as well, man. He's as tough as they come, man. He did not want to go away there, but Ethan Burmingham, just a very, very impressive prospect. And taking a picture.
Yeah, why not?
Enjoying his time in there.
I mean, he can stay in the cage as long as he wants. Maybe just keep him in the cage until he turns 18.
I will be paying attention to this man, Ethan Burmingham. Hopefully we'll have it back here in the CFFC cage. An absolute pleasure to watch a man this young perform like that in the cage, man. Thought he looked fantastic on the feet, looked fantastic on the ground as well. And this man looks like he's got a bright future, Ethan Burmingham. And he's got a quick fist bump there from a man, CM Punk as well. Jumped out to just come say hello. Hopefully we'll be seeing that man here in the CFFC cage again. Listen, main card still to come, of course, 9 p.m. Eastern on UFC Fight Pass. So we'll continue the action here on YouTube and Facebook. But of course, the main card, 9 p.m. Eastern. Here's what we got in store for you.
We are live from the Horseshoe Casino in beautiful Utica, Mississippi.
Oh my goodness! He was out on that first shot.
Oh, he's out. Okay.
Cause legends never die. Let your flag fly. Yeah, we're back. Come to the sky.
That's a little tease of what we've got coming later for you. CFFC 103 on UFC Fight Pass, 9 p.m. Eastern. Punk, I love this main event. I really do. I mean, DeAndre Anderson, you knew whatever fight he had next was going to be a big one, right? You come in, you get the viral knockout in 11 seconds. You take the picture with CM Punk in the cage. I mean, how fun is that? You knew it was going to be a big fight, so it is a big fight, right? He's fighting for the vacant bantamweight title. Moving down a division, I might say. But, man, he did not get an easy fight in Damon Blackshear.
Well, if I remember correctly, he said he was fighting at featherweight because nobody would fight him at his natural bantamweight. Winds up getting that fast 11-second knockout, and it's almost a case of be careful what you wish for, because now he's got to fight Damon Blackshear.
Right. Fought that same night, looked great against Mateo Bogo as well. There is Blackshear. But this was the man who took all the shine that night, right? I mean, this guy erupted onto the scene after this moment.
Absolutely. I mean, fighting right here at featherweight, and tonight we're going to see what he looks like at bantamweight. But you see right there, what I imagine you're going to see a lot of tonight. Just he's got the speed, he's got the accuracy, he's got the power, and he's got the moves. Look at him.
He's got the dance move as well. Should say, by the way, Jose Perez, who he knocked out in that 11-second victory, has already bounced back and picked up a win.
He's already bounced back, and you got to believe he's gunning for him.
No doubt about it. I think he's a very talented prospect as well. Just got caught that night. That was the arrival of DeAndre Anderson. We'll see if the protege can take that another step tonight and claim the CFFC vacant bantamweight title. Man, that's going to be a great one in our main event over on UFC Fight Pass at 9 p.m. Eastern. But of course, at CFFC, it's never just about the main event. The full card is going to be great. We've got a couple of local welterweights in the co-main event. Raheam Forrest and Donovan Beard, who both of us had come in with those unbeaten records and look to be real talents in this area. So we'll see which one of these men can really make a statement in this huge opportunity for them.
Yeah, this is going to be exciting. This is what CFFC does. We bring you the best up-and-coming young fighters that you're going to wind up watching soon in the UFC. You know, and a perfect example is tomorrow night we get to watch Pat Sabatini and Sean Brady do their things. But these are some of the guys who are in line to be the next guys you wind up seeing on Dana White Tuesday Night Contender Series. The guys you wind up seeing on fight nights in the future and everything. I'm excited about this. Two undefeated fighters. This should be a great fight.
Raheam Forrest, the one, of course, with the beard. Donovan Beard, the one
Without the beard. Makes perfect sense.
Makes perfect sense. We'll see which one of those guys can make a statement tonight in the co-main event. I do think it's so cool as we've started to expand across the country that we find these prospects in these areas that we didn't used to go with CFFC. Now we're here, we're in the South, we're in Mississippi, we're in the Memphis area, and we're finding these prospects, and we're giving them the platform of UFC Fight Pass to say, hey, you think you're the next big deal? Prove it. You've got the opportunity. We'll show it for you. You just go in there and do your thing. I
like fighting down here in Mississippi because, the rules are a little bit more lax, and we got 17-year-old savages just running wild.
Great. By the way, we are shifting to the pro ranks now for our last two fights of the prelims, and as CM Punk alluded to, 12 to 6 elbows here, totally legal.
Let's go!
Totally legal. You can just 12 to 6 all day long.
I saw two grandmas in the casino playing blackjack 12-6 on each other. It was great.
They said it's legal here, Punk. We can do it. Let's keep the action going here. Horseshoe Tunica Hotel and Casino. It's our first professional battle of the evening. It takes place at welterweight with TJ Welch seeking his first win at pro when he takes on the debuting Kris Ruffin. All right, we're going to put 5 minutes on the clock for the rest of the night. That was the end of our amateur action tonight. And the man you see here kind of dancing his way to the cage is Kris Ruffin, making his pro debut tonight. You see he trains out of Syndicate MMA in Las Vegas as he's sporting the gear right there. 26 years old, fighting in the CFFC cage for the very first time. Fought most recently in April. He picked up a second-round submission win on the Arizona regional scene, wrapping up his amateur career on a 5-fight winning streak. He was 7-1 overall as an amateur. And if he's nervous for his professional debut, he is certainly not showing it here. He's got a heck of a poker face because he looks like a man that's just having some fun.
Yeah, he's relaxed, he's loose, he's dancing, he's gyrating. That is a lot of Vaseline.
That's a lot of Vaseline. Ruffin started in karate and kung fu as he was a youngster, so he was always kind of into martial arts training, and then later he turned to wrestling in high school and college. So he's got the striking base from his time as youth, shifted over to wrestling, and had a pretty impressive amateur career. We'll see what he can do as a professional tonight for the first time. This is Kris Ruffin, still dancing in there. Let this man know he's got a cage fight coming up.
He's going to dance all over his opponent's face, apparently.
All right, this is terrible. TJ Welch. That's just his nickname. That's not me describing. I don't want anybody to think I was evaluating. That's the nickname.
It's a great nickname.
TJ Welch.
Terrible. It's like a pirate nickname.
He is making his CFFC debut, fighting for the third time as a professional. He made his debut just 8 months ago, so does have an 0-2 record, but I mean, it's just staying busy, fighting frequently, and looking to improve on that. Split decision loss was his last fight in June, so came close but didn't quite get it done. Did have an amateur record of 8-4. Finished that amateur career on a 4-fight winning streak, so he's doing really good at the end of his amateur career. Went pro, hasn't gone his way just yet, but he stayed with it, stayed busy. Wants to make a statement here tonight in his CFFC debut. Let's take a look at the tail of the tape for this welterweight action. Welch is fired up in there, pacing back and forth. Ruffin was dancing. See a couple youngsters here. Welch at 21, Ruffin at 26. That height stands out to you absolutely, right? 6'4" tall and under the welterweight limit at 168.7. It's a big kid.
Oh yeah.
We'll see who can make a statement here tonight. Let's take it over to our man Jason Liederfine for the official introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following bout is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds in the CFFC welterweight division and is brought to you by Homeway Construction, roofing, remodeling, and restoration. Introducing first, out of the blue corner, he wears the white trunks. At 5 feet, 11 inches tall, he weighed in at 170.1 pounds. Making his pro debut and representing Syndicate MMA, fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, Kris Ruffin. And across the cage, his adversary. Fighting out of the red corner, he wears the black Venom trunks. At 6 feet, 4 inches tall, he weighed in at 168.7 pounds. A record of 0 wins and 2 losses. Representing UFM and fighting out of Oxford, Mississippi, TJ Welch. When the bell rings, the referee in charge of the action, the third man of the cage, Eric McMahon.
Ruffin in the white, Welch in the black. Ruffin making his pro debut. Welch looking for his first win as a professional. Both men are ready to get this thing
Fighter,
going.
are you ready? Fighter, are you ready? Fight!
The height difference very apparent as they come together in the center of the cage. We'll see if Welch can use that to his advantage. Ruffin throws a couple big shots as he goes in there, low knee. Ruffin in on the takedown.
So it's interesting, right? Because Ruffin is a southpaw. Man, the height advantage obviously goes to TJ Welch, but I think it's almost negated because of that, that you're fighting a southpaw, like it's just an odd thing. And, you wonder who Chris Ruffin's been training with to try to emulate somebody with such a reach advantage. And you wonder who TJ Welch has been training with to emulate a southpaw, because it's not the easiest thing to find really good southpaws to train with.
Question about it. Makes it difficult to do. You see right now, Welch trying to make it difficult for Ruffin as he's on the back after the takedown. He slipped around to the back, and now Ruffin really having to pay attention. Oh, there's the right arm comes on the neck. That long arm. He's got the squeeze in there. Ruffin is in a bad spot right now.
He's got it connected, and Ruffin's already ready to tap it. He's fighting the top arm. Very smart.
Ruffin doesn't want to give away here, but that squeeze is in. See Ruffin. Oh, and he does!
Wow.
My goodness! TJ Welch dropping F-bombs as he screams around the cage. Celebrate, young man.
Oh, man, the highs and lows of mixed martial arts. Making his pro debut, Ruffin drops one, but no shame in the game. He lost to a very, very technical TJ Welch. And he's ecstatic, right? Like the agony and defeat here that I'm witnessing right now. I don't have the words to properly describe, but man, it's bittersweet. This is why we love this sport. TJ Welch coming in here, lost 2 fights. And he comes in here and he does what he came to do. Chris Ruffin making his pro debut. Came all the way to Vegas. And both guys, man, hats off to both of them, obviously.
Shout out to TJ Welch as we take a look at a replay of some of that action. He said, "I'll be seeing you soon, John. I'll be seeing you soon."
I like that. You see right here, Chris Ruffin in on a double. He gets TJ Welch to the ground, but TJ using his long legs to frame away. He switches position, and right here winds up taking the back. And listen, when you're that tall, what is he, 7'8", something like that?
Something like that.
He immediately slips that right hand underneath the windpipe. And there's not a whole lot Chris Ruffin can do here. He's doing all the right things. He fights that top hand, and then TJ Welch immediately switches his grip. And the terrible one gets the tap.
Man, was he fired up. What an excellent performance that was. Heartbreaking, as you said, for Ruffin, the highly touted amateur who falls short in his pro debut. TJ Welch finally gets his first victory. Let's take it up to Jason Lederfine for the official time of the stoppage.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Eric McMahon has called a halt to the bout at 1 minute 19 seconds of the very first round due to rear naked choke, declaring your winner by submission victory, TJ Welch.
Incredible performance there. TJ Welch, your night's about to get a little bit better because the legend CM Punk is in the cage to talk with our winner.
TJ, I'm going to keep this really, really simple. You came in here, you lost 2 of your first fights, and you came in here and I saw how emotional you were after scoring a great submission win. Just tell me how you're feeling.
Man, words can't even describe how much work I've put into this game, and just getting knocked out in my first fight, and then losing to a close decision my second one, and coming back in here and proving myself to not even these people here. I love my fans and everybody here regardless, but I wanted to prove this to myself, that I wanted this more than anything.
I love that. I love that. I can tell that your coaches are super proud of you. I think everybody here is super proud of you. I don't know if it means anything, but I'm super proud of you. It takes a big man to lose twice and come back and prove yourself right. And man, do I appreciate that. Congratulations on a tremendous win. Ladies and gentlemen, terrible TJ Welch.
Man, unbelievable stuff from TJ Welch. And you see the emotions there. He's kind of battling it back a little bit. Look, his back was against the wall there. A couple of losses. And came in here and got an impressive victory. Gets the interview with CM Punk. prior to the official result, he came over here and was yelling at me, saying, "John, I'm going to see you soon. I promise you. I've been working hard. I'm young." And you take a look at a replay of that finish, Punk. Just great work there from TJ Welch.
Hey, listen, I could have asked him more questions too, but you know, I want the kid just to enjoy that. He doesn't need to talk to me anymore. Like that is the most important question I wanted to get. How you feeling? I know how he's feeling. He's feeling great, and it's a great outpouring of emotion. Super happy for that kid right there. It's really, really awesome.
That was cool, man. That's what it's about, right? Battling through adversity,
Yep.
right? Dealing with difficult situations. They said knocked out in his first fight. I mean, knocked out in your debut, that's terrible, right? So you come back and, well, you don't get knocked out, but you suffer a decision loss. You're 0-2 at that point, but you're like, I'm not gonna, I'm gonna continue getting better. And then they put you up against this stud,
Yep.
and you beat him as well. So amazing, amazing performance there from TJ Welch. Stick with us. We've got one fight left to go in our prelims before we kick it over to UFC Fight Pass.
I've been waiting for the chance to prove myself.
Paul Felder, one of the fastest rising stars in the CFFC. I think he's beyond a 6-0 record.
And the new CFFC lightweight champion.
Thank you guys. I'm going to keep this as long as I need to until I get the call upstairs, and that's coming soon.
Oh, goodness! Oh, my mercy! You've got to be kidding me! Ring, ring, ring. Hello, pick up. UFC anyone?
Put it this way. I'm glad I got in when I got in, you know what I mean? Because the guys, the new breed of MMA fighters that are coming through CFFC, these guys are absolutely, they're killers. And I've been at the UFC for almost 10 fights now, almost 3 full years next month. These guys give it to me and beyond every single time we train. So you're gonna see these kids make some noise very soon in the UFC.
Many regional promotions left, but there's been a contraction or at least a change in the marketplace, but there have been a few coast to coast that have endured. Really, it's hard to look beyond Cage Fury Fighting Championships. The important part about regional MMA is you have to deliver a local product, you have to make it entertaining. If you really want to stand out, you have to do 2 things. Number 1, you got to endure, and they've done that. And number 2, you have to show that when guys come to your show and they move on, it's because you have the elite. This is the proving grounds. This is the graduating place. They've had so many come through CFFC who have gone on to do amazing things. If you want to test your talent and you want to prove you can be among the best in the future, you got to start there.
Incredible names there have come through the CFFC cage. More to come as well. We'll see who can take the opportunity and step up to be the next star from Cage Fury Fighting Championships. A couple of them fighting tomorrow night. Looking forward to that fight card. But let's get to our final preliminary bout of the evening here at CFFC 103. It is Memphis's Joe Tran. He's returning to the CFFC cage, still seeking his first pro win as he takes on the debuting Nehemias Cruz. It is our final preliminary bout of the evening before we head over to UFC Fight Pass, our main card at 9 p.m. Eastern. A lot of action here early, as there always is at CFFC. We'll see if these 2 bantamweights can keep it going here in our final preliminary bout of the evening. This is El Chapo, Nehemias Cruz, 27 years old, making his professional debut. Obviously making his CFFC debut as well. Did not fight in the next gen division. Interesting character here. The dedication this man has. Gets up at 4 a.m. every day to go train at 5 a.m. before heading to his full-time job as a construction worker. So I mean, this is blue collar right here, trying to make his way into professional mixed martial arts. He's He's actually returning from a 27-month layoff right now. He had a couple fights lined up in 2020, but they fell through. And so now he's closing out the prelims here at CFFC 103 at Horseshoe Tunica Hotel and Casino. Love to hear stories about guys like that, right? I mean, dedicated to the craft, but got to put food on the table, so they're out there doing
tough to do, man. Both
right?
things are tough to do, and you do both of them every single day. Man, my hat is off to you. You're tougher than me. Whew.
Fighting out of North Memphis, Tennessee, representing Midtown Grappling. A lot of people around these parts in the know about some of our local fighters say this one could steal the show. They're really excited for this, and that's why we've got it here as kind of our featured prelim of the night, leading into our main card, which is going to be full of fantastic action. No question about that. That vacant bantamweight title fight in the main event, but honestly, some fun fights in the card start to bottom. Look forward to getting to that later on tonight. But right now, it's all about these two bantamweights, both seeking their first professional win. That is Nehemias Cruz. Let's meet his opponent, who many of you will know already. You hear the crowd cheering for the local legend, Commodore Joe Tran, 31 years old. Made his pro debut back in CFFC 99. Remember, he suffered a first-round TKO loss there to Ben Coyle, so that's where we first saw him in the CFFC cage. He was not happy about that stoppage. Thought it was stopped a little bit early. It was definitely in a bad spot, but he just felt he was still doing okay and was kind of robbed of an opportunity to fight out of that position.
So those of you watching and listening, he was going for a leg. He was going for a leg lock, and he was getting punched in the face, but not egregiously either. That's why we say it's controversial. Ref stepped in and stopped it. But that's the thing when you're trying to go to the dark side and get those leg locks. Both your hands are occupied. You can't defend. So, you know, not the judge, but the referee stopped it. Pretty controversial. He stood right up and was like, I'm not happy.
No question about it. This is Commodore Joe Tran. 8 fights as an amateur, all under the V3 Fights banner, which of course part of CFFC. Now we'll take a look at the tail of the tape for our final preliminary matchup. See, very, very equal there in the sizes. Tran a little bit older. And again, both of them seeking their first professional victory. Let's take it up to Jason Liederfine to get our official introductions.
The following bout is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds in the CFFC Bantamweight division and is brought to you by Platinum Jewelers. Introducing first, out of the blue corner, he wears the black trunks with white trim. At 5 feet 6 inches tall, he weighed in at 133.6 pounds, making his pro debut, representing Midtown Grappling and fighting out of North Memphis, Tennessee, Nehemias El Chapo Cruz. And across the cage, his adversary. Fighting out of the red corner, he wears the black trunks with gold trim. At 5 feet 6 inches tall, he weighed in at 135.6 pounds, a record of 0 wins and 1 loss. Representing Pyramid Martial Arts and fighting out of Memphis, Tennessee, Commodore Joe Tran. When a bell rings, the referee in charge of the action, third man in the cage, Mike Kane.
All right, Mike Kane, third man in the cage. Final preliminary bout here at CFFC 103. Main card over at UFC Fight Pass, 9 p.m. Eastern. Tran wasting no time getting over there across the cage.
Yeah, he wants his win, right?
Oh! And this is why people were looking forward to this one. Punch and go!
Both these guys are flyweights and they're fighting up a class, so you might wonder if they got a little bit more power in their hands tonight.
See Tran looking for the takedown there.
Yeah, he needed that, didn't he?
He did. He was taking some shots in those exchanges. Cruz initially was trying to grab the neck. It wasn't there. Let it go. Now trying to look for other options on his back. Tran has moved out the side control, trying to isolate that arm perhaps.
Nice guard retention by Nehemias Cruz.
Tran posturing up, trying to punch.
It's interesting, right? Because he can go for a leg lock right there. You wonder if he wants to do that because last time it got stopped.
Well, here's your answer right there.
Both guys got potential for some twisty leg locks right here.
But you know what I like is he knew it wasn't there and he kind of abandoned it. Like you said, it cost him last time, so he didn't stick with it. And I think that was part of the problem last time is he didn't address the problems, and that's why the fight got stopped.
Right.
I think he learned his lesson from that. That's all you can ask.
Well, yeah, I mean, you got to move forward. You got to overcome and adapt.
Decent punches off the back there from Cruz, man. This has been all action from the start.
Yeah, Joe Tran trying to find the best way to enter, and right now, moving to side control.
Maybe isolate that arm once again. You see he's kind of kneeling up a little bit, steps over to mount, but Cruz immediately rolls. Couldn't quite get out of there. I thought he was going to, and now gives up the back.
Nice high mount. Cruz turns, so he's now belly down, and Joe Tran looking real good right here in the opening moments of this first round.
Cruz has got to move here. He's trying to move, does get up to his knees, turns, excellent work there. Now you see Tran trying to set up that arm triangle choke. That right, and he pushes that right arm right back into position. Great adjustment there. Looking for the squeeze. Cruz trying to punch off his back right now, but he's got to address that. That squeeze is coming in. There he goes.
Yeah, and it's only going to get worse and worse. He has an entire 2 minutes and 46 seconds here to work. Cruz is making space. Might be out of danger here.
Trent holding that position right now. Oh, and look at this spin to the top there, but he's going to keep that choke in place. Can he get the pressure from the bottom now?
This might make it worse, honestly.
I agree. We'll see what Tran wants to do right here. Doesn't want to burn out the arms early. Wow. Turns back to mount again. Excellent sweeps there while in the arm triangle choke position.
Yeah, Cruz still throwing punches from the bottom. Not the smartest thing to do. He just needs to address this and really needs to get out from underneath Joe Tran right now.
Finally had to break the choke grip there, but still in a very high mount right now is Tran with 2 minutes left in this opening round. It's been all action on the feet and on the ground.
You got to think Joe Tran burned his arms out. Now he's going
Turns
for
to the arm bar. Great adjust there. That was a tap. Yeah, he tapped. Let it go.
That's broke. Or dislocated at least. Yeah, he was tapping on the far side and the referee didn't see it.
Yeah, unfortunately, the referee's in a bad spot there. Hopefully no damage there.
But again, Joe Tran possibly learning from mistakes in his first fight. He didn't let go until the referee stopped it. It's pretty wise.
No question there. That's what you're told to do. And man, the adjustment that he made to that armbar, you see Cruz push away to create space, and Tran just immediately turned to it, latched the arm. I mean, fantastic positional awareness there, fantastic transition to submission. Listen, we said it was going to be an all-action affair. It was on the feet. It was all action on the floor as well. And Joe Tran, after that disappointment the first time around the CFFC cage, came in here and absolutely delivered. And listen, Nehemias Cruz, bring him back. I want to see this kid fight again. I mean, a difficult result for him there, but man, he brought it.
Yeah, absolutely, and this is exactly what he brought. Look at these big, heavy hands early in the round. He's ready to scrap. Joe Tran almost just bullies Nehemias Cruz up against the cage. It doesn't stop him, though. He's still coming forward. And right here is just a tremendous display of grappling, right? Komodo Joe Tran, just switching positions, but dominating, and eventually uses his grip here on this choke to get the sweep, which Nehemias Cruz has already swept him once, reversing positions. And right here, a little bit of mistake. Nehemias Cruz pushes to get some distance, winds up leaving his arm there, and Joe Tran just traps it and submits Nehemias Cruz. Beautifully done. Short fight, but great fight by both men.
All action. Fun stuff there. Let's get the official timer to stoppage. Let's take it up to Jason Lederfine.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Mike Kane has called a halt to the bout at 3 minutes, 13 seconds of the very first round due to armbar. Declaring your winner by submission victory, Komodo Joe Tran!
Komodo Joe Tran, victorious, righting the wrong of his debut, and he's with CM Punk.
No pictures yet. You're going to talk to me. I'm going to waste your time. You made your pro debut, and there's a little bit of controversy on the finish tonight. You left absolutely zero controversy. You went in here and you finished a very tough opponent. Talk to me about how you're feeling.
I've been feeling pretty good. I wanted to showcase a little more of my stand-up, but the takedown was right there. I just could not pass it up. And Nehemias is super tough. That armbar was tight. That choke was really tight. I could hear him that breathing. But he went through it, so I went back to mount, and I was able to armbar him. So
Talking about that choke, did you burn your arms out a little bit squeezing on that one?
No, not at all. Arm triangles don't take a lot of it doesn't take a lot of muscle to use that. You just use a lot more pressure and just hold on.
Gotcha. I was impressed by the way he wound up switching the position, and then you just switched your grip, and then you wound up sweeping him. I want to show you a replay right here. Talk me through this.
Yeah, so he was trying to do a really good escape, just posting on my face, pushing away. But the thing is that I could see that his arm was completely locked out, so I just finished the armbar from there.
Now, it looked to me like maybe he tapped out right there on the far side, and the referee didn't see it, but you were pretty smart. You didn't let go until the referee stopped it. Did you feel him tap out?
I thought I did, but sometimes you think, and it's a ref's job, and I'm not gonna let go.
Well, I think that shows tremendous fight IQ, given your first fight ended in a little bit of controversy, so it looks like you maybe overcame and adapted there, and you waited for the ref to stop it. Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. First round submission victory, Joe Tran.
You see the joy on the face there. Deservedly so, man. Said he wanted to showcase his stand-up a little bit, but that was an absolute blender of punches in there.
We will go live on UFC Fight Pass. UFC Fight Pass is shown in over 160 million homes. We're going to be on TV all around the world. We have the vacant bantamweight title up for grabs in our main event of the evening. Grab a drink, grab something to eat. 8 p.m. we go live. UFC Fight Pass.
I mean, Jason Lederfine just doing the job for us. I don't even think we have to say anything, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm not going to say anything.
Listen, fantastic. Look, we're spoiled. We always say it's going to be all action, right? But it's all action even from the very beginning. You don't just show up for UFC Fight Pass. You got to get on YouTube, you got to get on Facebook, and you got to watch it. I saw a number of fighters that I want to see back as we continue to grow in this region. That's what it's all about. And, man, spoiled by the prelims, weren't we?
I mean, I want to see TJ Welch back. I want to see Chris Ruffin back because we didn't get to see a lot of him. Obviously, Nehemias, Cruz, Joe Tran, both those guys I want to see back. I mean, what more can you say about Ethan Burmingham?
Unbelievable. And you know what's funny is you said some of the names that you want to see back. You talked about even fighters that didn't win tonight, and that's so true. It's not that you got to win every single fight. You gain those experiences and you move forward. And sometimes even in a losing effort, you can show that you've got something special. And
Chase Mann, I want Chase Mann to come back. Maybe help me with my bench press a little bit.
Unbelievable. Listen, main card, of course, 9 p.m. Eastern, so you got a little bit of time to go get you a snack, maybe grab a couple frosty beverages out of the fridge. I will hold off until we're done working tonight. I'm going to be a little more professional this time around than maybe the last time I was at a CFFC event, but phenomenal main event. We're going to talk about it a little bit when we open up on UFC Fight Pass, but I love the storyline here, the vacant bantamweight belt being on the line against the guy that has all the hype in the world in DeAndre Anderson, and then Blackshear, who maybe not got as much hype, but has spent the last year living in the dorms at Jackson Wink and putting in the work.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't let his record fool you. 10-4, that's not a bad record, and the fact that he has been living in the dorms of a very, very accomplished and tough gym, he is training with absolute savages. I am looking very forward to this vacant bantamweight title fight.
Can't wait. UFC Fight Pass, 9 p.m. Eastern. We will see you there, folks.